Hey there everybody, Gideonstactical here, doing another Kershaw budget knife review. I know you've seen a lot of these on this channel by now, but it's so easy to get such an amazing, high quality budget EDC pocket knife by Kershaw. They just do a great job with it. I'm by no means, a sponsor of Kershaw, and there's plenty of other awesome knives out there, but Kershaw's just a great knife company and just do an awesome job of cranking out knives that give you good quality blades for around the $20 to $25 mark. It's just insane. And this is no exception. This is the Kershaw Compound, an amazing compound, dynamic looking and functional EDC slash, I'm going to say, definitely civilian tactical blade. So let's go ahead and jump on into a couple specs here for you. You got a 3.5 exactly inch blade, 3.5 on the dot inch blade. You have a 4.5 inch handle, so you got 8 inches overall on the handle in full size. You got, I didn't measure this ahead of time. It's 3.8 ounces, I know that, so under 4 ounces, which is really impressive in my opinion. And you're looking at a 1/2 inch thick handle. G10 scales, pocket clip is tip up, tip down, made in China. So those are the basic specs for you. I'm sorry, my finger's a little jacked up from a little bit of an accident. Don't worry, my trigger finger will be back in action, so I'm actually going to have to be wielding this left-handed, but that's no problem. Let's go ahead and go on to blade design here. Very interesting kind of sweeping design. This is very interesting, kind of like a bird beak design blade. Very, very aggressive drop point, I guess, is what it would be. With a large amount of belly, which is really nice. You're going to be able to slice really well with this particular blade. Hollow grind made out of 8CR13 MOV. Chinese made, but that's a great budget steel. Kershaw and Spyderco do an amazing job with that Chinese steel. 57 to 58, same quality as SOG or Cold Steel AUS 8 steel. So, I mean, great budget steel in my opinion. You're not going to have any complaints with that. Satin finish. It is a little prone to rust, so just keep it oiled if you live in a humid environment. But hollow grind. Very, very sharp out of the box, what you would expect by Kershaw. You have an actually just perfect tip, I think. Delicate enough that you're going to be able to do your EDC tasks, get in there, get a splinter out, very fine cutting, but strong enough that I'm not really nervous about that thing chipping or breaking on me in normal everyday tasks without trying to use it as a pry bar. Reinforced tip as well, right here with this swedge, very, very nice. This sweep right here works really well as well for resting your thumb if you're holding it. If you're choking up, you need to do some whittling. This is an awesome wilderness pocket knife as well. Great for a hiking or backpacking trip. This is just awesome around the campsite. Your finger, if you have to choke up, rests perfectly, your thumb right there, and you can get really good control and leverage over this particular blade. So great blade design, nice and thin, about 1 inch thick, maybe a little less on the blade itself. So that's awesome. On the other side, just has the number 1940, China down on the little finger flipper. So that's the blade itself. Let's go on to deployment. No thumb studs, finger flipper only with their safe, man, if I can do it right, speed safe open assist, which is awesome. Again, for the price point, we're talking around the $25-ish, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Not for a large blade like this with open assist, and it just whips right out with authority. Very nice, quick, strong. Open assist every time. Put a little wrist action in it. It's going to fly open even faster. Very typical of any open assist by Kershaw. Just awesome. You can do it all day long. Very comfortable on the finger flipper as well. Sticks out perfectly. Kershaw knows what they're doing with those finger flippers. I mean, they just work perfectly. And, usually you just play with this all day long. Definitely a caressing blade. You can just caress this and play with it and fondle it and do whatever you want with it because it just feels so good in your hand. It's just awesome. Deployment, you can do it all day long. Some people may wish they had thumb studs. I don't think it's needed at all. The finger flipper does an amazing job. So the deployment is fantastic. Everything that you would expect with brass and Teflon or nylon bushing. It looks like one brass, one Teflon, it looks like in there. So, or bronze. I always forget. I need to look that up. Brass or bronze, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So that's the bushings in there as well. So those are going to hold up well over time. Let's go ahead and go on into lockup. That is an extremely thick liner lock. That is awesome. That's the way all liner locks should be. Now that adds to a little bit of weight, but that's awesome. Dead center on the blade itself. We got very minimal blade play, what you would expect from most Kershaw side to side, and 0 up and down. There's just very slight, and I know if I just tighten that a little bit with an Allen wrench, that would be very easy to fix if I wanted to, but ever so slight. And that's where it kind of, if you see some of my other reviews about SOG blades wiggle so much side to side. This has like less than half the amount that SOG open assist knives wiggle. So I don't really understand why SOG has to have so much blade play where Kershaw can do it without any problem. So the lockup is fantastic. It's not going to collapse on you. Very strong, easy to remove and collapse. So easy to close one-handed as well. So that's the deployment and lockup. Let's go to the ergonomics with my left hand. Ergonomics are really nice. I actually like this really, really well. It feels good in my large size glove hands. This finger choil and guard work really well. The traction is there. There's no jimping on the top, but that finger groove for my thumb feels great if I have to do some basic carving or whatever. And this finger choil and groove and hilt action with the flipper makes it great for penetrating. I can stab with this multiple times if I have to. Now, I mean, none of us would want to have to get in a knife fight. I'm not a knife fighter by any stretch of the imagination. But if I had to rely on this for my life, I'm walking downtown and someone tries to jump me, this would be a great self-defense blade versus, say, like, I'm trying to see if I have something on the table. I do not. A smaller, like 3-inch blade, like a Skyline or something like that is just too small. This, with the very thick lockup and great large size blade, could definitely do some damage if you had to. So the ergos are awesome. Just feel really good in your hand. Just very comfortable. I got plenty of room to spare. I got large size gloves. Feels very comfy. My wife, which is actually who I bought this for, this is going to be her new EDC blade, and she's going to put it in her purse. And if she had to, she could use it against somebody. You know, if it came to that, it's better than not having anything. And it feels good in her small glove size hands as well. Zytel spacer in the back, G10 scales, perfectly machined, perfect. Just, oh man, I love how the texture feels. Not too slick, not too aggressive, perfect G10 texturing, and G10 scales. Again, all these things, open assisted, good blade steel, good quality G10 handles, tip up, tip down, pocket clip, for around the $20 to $25 mark. Is just insane. We do have, I'm sorry to say, a Willy Wonka type of pocket clip. I mean, it's just different, unique, whatever. But I much prefer just a normal, like here's a Spyderco pocket clip. This is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, holes all over the place, whatever. But very strong, good pocket clip, very secure. It's going to ride relatively low in your pocket, I believe. Yeah, that's really good, actually, with a nice lanyard hole right there. Tip up, tip down. Nothing for lefties. I'm sorry to say that. It would be very easy to make this left-handed as well. But nothing for you lefties out there. I'm sorry. But that pocket clip works great, just looks really goofy. And even if they just blacked it out, it would help a little bit. So overall, I'm very impressed with this Kershaw compound. I would highly recommend it. If you were looking between the Asset and the compound, I would say definitely go with the compound. They're almost the exact same price. The compound actually has a 1/4 inch longer blade, and the handle just feels a little bit more comfortable in my hand, and I like the blade shape a little bit better than the Asset. So I would definitely recommend the compound over the Kershaw Asset, not Asset. Not that an Asset's bad, it's just I would prefer this compound. So hopefully that helps you out. Thanks for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and I will see you out there.